It seems to me that being a patriot in the UK is a criminal act. You know, unless you're going on anti-racist marches and supporting paedophiles, then you are actually anathema to what the establishment want in this country. They prefer the immigrants over the indigenous. They don't care about that anymore. And now recently Tommy was pictured with some soldiers in a foot service station. Now those soldiers, for being photographed with Tommy Robinson, are being questioned, are being investigated, have had their phones taken off them, are being bullied and intimidated in their own land. You know, they're fighting for the freedoms of other countries, of other cultures in different countries, whilst having their own freedom taken away in their own country, that they assumed was automatically a given, that it was democratic. They didn't realise in their wildest dreams that their worst enemy would be their own government. But it is. The Muslim Council of Britain control everything that happens, basically. You know, they seem to control the military now, because the Muslim Council can come out and just say, oh, Tommy Robinson doesn't represent the British Army, because the Muslim Council obviously does, because it's a Muslim army, isn't it? Obviously, we're now Sharia country. We've got 424 new mosques coming in and 100 new Sharia courts. There shouldn't be any Sharia courts. Why are there over 200? Sharia is like antithetical to human rights, human dignity, and just life in general. It just kills animals and tortures them. It tortures children, it tortures women, it throws gay people off the buildings. It doesn't care about human rights. Why have we got courts to legitimise things like squeezing the eyes out of puppies' heads? It's like that. If you were to exaggerate it and, you know, oh, my religion, I believe in killing puppies brutally, so therefore you're racist if you criticise me. Well, fuck off, I'm going to criticise you. And why is Tommy far right? Because he drove attention to the mass rapists from Pakistan. Of course, if there were mass rapists of children, and they were white rapists, it would have been absolutely fine. We would have been outraged. We would have been allowed to be outraged. But now that they're found out to be Pakistani rape gangs, we have to say, oh, it's terrible. We just have to say, oh, racism is unacceptable. Rape is fine. Child rape and grooming seems to be acceptable to the establishment, but racism certainly isn't. Or anyone we smear as racist, anyone we paint as racist. Because that accusation doesn't seem to have any accountability now. Just like accusations that can actually cause people to kill themselves when they're falsely accused of rape, like what happened in Winchester recently with that Jay Cheshire and his mother. False accusations lead to death and destruction and devastation, and they're completely unfair. They should be clamping down on them like crazy. It should be completely illegal, and there should be massive circumstances and consequences for falsely accusing someone of rape. But I think the same thing should be true if you falsely accuse someone of actually being racist, because it can destroy your reputation. You know, a company can sack you if someone decides that you're racist and they look into your Facebook posts and they found that you supported Tommy once. Oh, that vindicates that you are racist, because the media told me so. If you support Tommy on Facebook now and you're in the government, if you're in a civil service or something, you'll get maligned, you'll get probably banned, you'll get shut down, you'll get silenced, you'll get censored. We live in that totalitarian reality now. We're not allowed to have our own country because that's racist, do you understand? And this is why I get annoyed when people talk about the Islamisation of the country and they say, oh, there's not that many Muslims. We're not talking about individual Muslims, we're talking about Sharia courts. We're talking about Muslim, like mosques and so on. We're talking about actually the Muslim Council and having real political power. Why should a savage ideology have political power? Not allowed to criticise it. Right, okay, so shithole countries around the world, not allowed to call them shithole countries because that would be racist. What's the point in living together if we can't fucking state reality? What's the point in living together if common sense becomes controversial? There are too many dipsticks and traitors who are brainwashed by the mainstream media who can't think for themselves and don't look into the actual things about Tommy and don't look into actually what he's like. And they just believe the lies about him. Oh, he's far right. Oh, he's offering a, dog whistle to the far right, to neo-Nazis, just as bad as Amjad Chowdhury. Yeah, because he wants to destroy the West, doesn't he? Yeah, because he wants to kill and defile children and destroy their futures, doesn't he? No, he wants to protect people. That's his crime. He wants to protect people. He wants to protect the West. How dare he? He's racist for wanting to protect children. How dare you want to protect people and your sovereignty and you care about your own flag and your country and your culture and your safety of your people. How dare you? Racist.